Robin.
Yeah, we're back with the Opie and Anthony show. A lot of news coming in about this very show.
They said in Chicago that it's got something to do with next Wednesday, the Antisocial Network being there, opening night of the comedy festival. Hear the real story of what happened next Wednesday night with myself, Brewer, Burr, and Attell.
Perfect.
That's a good one.
That's perfect. And this just in.
Now, there's this. A photo of Congressman Weiner's private parts is on the web, thanks in part to the congressman himself, apparently. He allegedly took and then sent the photo to one of the women he had an online relationship with. She sent it to conservative blogger Andrew Breitbart, who showed it on the Opie and Anthony satellite radio show, but said he didn't want it released. Opie and Anthony's studio surveillance cam recorded the shot, and they put it out there for the world to see.
Wow.
Who's that?
For the world to see.
CW11 here in New York City. So what do you want to do? You want to go radio shows, or you want to go Ann on Red Eye?
Why don't we mix and match it?
We're gonna do both, but which one you want to do
I'd
first?
say a little Ant on Red Eye because
bring some humor to the situation.
hopefully.
I hope so, right?
Let's keep our fingers crossed.
That was
So Ant raced back into the city last night
raced.
to tape Red Eye with Greg Gutfeld.
Yes, he did, that shill.
And Andy Levy.
That's right. I'm not passing up a chance to be a Fox shill.
Are you a Fox shill now?
Fox shill. Of course.
Got to find out exactly what happened with the picture this morning. Joining us is Anthony Cumia, one half of the Opie and Anthony show. Opie, so what? Anthony, sorry.
Why is that so difficult? Who looks like a stupid Opie and who looks Italian?
He's like, no, he knew, he just mixed it up, obviously.
We got to get a montage too of all the news reporters today. They just can't say Opie and Anthony.
Because they're rushing forward past the end.
Yeah.
Len always trips on that.
They just can't say it.
Opie.
Anthony, sorry. I've only known you for like 4 years.
That's okay. Greg, I've been doing that.
What'd you say?
Wow,
there?
I called him. I said, that's okay, Dick. I go, oh, well, I've been saying that all day. Sorry. Yeah, I called him
with
Dick.
that?
I don't know. Well, they get
It's a great line.
They get a little crazy.
Because they're not, they're starting to get on the radar.
They try, yeah.
A little bit,
yeah,
little
they
bit,
gotta
little
watch
bit.
it. Watch that Fox thing over there.
That's okay. Greg, I've been doing that all day.
I deserve that.
I
What is it
apologize.
like to be a horrible, horrible person?
I'm used to it. I'll tell you that. Just ask Mercurio.
You should repent. You should go to church and repent for what you did.
Yeah, I hear you.
So, Breitbart says that the picture was released without his permission. You agree with that, right?
Yeah, I'll agree it was released without his permission, but, when you take a chunk of meat into a lion's den, someone's going to take a bite. I understand, I understand if he was on Hannity.
Yeah.
That's one thing. But the Opie and Anthony show, not quite known for its newsworthiness.
Now you're talking like you don't know us.
Yeah, I'm third
that's very
person.
strange.
Third person.
The Opie and Anthony, you're like Wolf Blitzer and the rest of them
I
right
was
now.
doing third person. Opie and Anthony show.
Bill O'Reilly.
I see these guys getting thrown off the air for this. Yeah.
You wear a couple hats yourself, sir.
Yes.
But the Opie and Anthony show, not quite known for its newsworthiness, known for its underhandedness. The picture was shown. We did ask to see it for proof that it was actually, that it existed. And somehow, I think 8,000 cameras went off when this picture was shown, and it did make its way to Twitter, albeit in a more pixelated state than the pristine version that was on Breitbart's phone. But I think you got the idea that it was there.
Yes.
Damn, very good job.
Yeah, you gotta.
I like the Lions thing.
Yeah,
With the meat and the lions.
That's what it is. We are what we are. People, there's that old adage about the alligator, and he offers a little ride across a river to, I believe, it's a little mammal of some type on his back, And he
A gerbil? Is the alligator's name Richard Gere?
Yes. And he convinces this little animal that he's not going to eat him. He goes, don't worry, I'm not going to eat you. I'll take you across the river. And after all the convincing, the animal climbs on the alligator's back, and the alligator starts taking him across the river. And in the middle of the river, he looks back, and he opens his mouth to eat him, and the little mammal's like, oh, what are you doing? Why? You said you weren't going to eat me. He goes, hey, I'm an alligator.
See, I've heard the same story where it's a guy, a scorpion's injured, and the guy picks him up to like help heal him or whatever.
Yes.
And he heals the scorpion. He fixes him because his leg is broken.
Yes.
And the scorpion stings him. And he goes, well, why did you sting me? I helped you. And he said, well, you knew I was a scorpion when you picked me up.
I'm a scorpion. So it's like, it's the
I
Opie
use
and
that same
Anthony
logic every time a fucking girl has a burning vagina after sex. Of course I have chlamydia. You know I was a piece of garbage when you answered my text.
Jesus. That's what this show is. You come in, it's like, we'd like to say, hey, well,
we'll do the right thing.
This'll happen, that'll happen, the right thing. But then it's the Opie and Anthony show.
We've done the right thing a few times.
Yeah, well, the alligator has too, I'm sure.
Sure.
But
you
when
raised
he's hungry,
a good point. You said because the little animal. You said if you bring meat into a lion's den, and Mom says I'm like I got a face like a lion.
oh, you dummy!
That's
Pull the
Edgar.
tax out of your map and stick him in your face.
Exactly. You have a face like there's a lot of booze in that womb.
Was that Edgar?
No, that was Rocky Dennis. Edgar.
Rocky Dennis.
It sounded a little Edgarish.
Edgar's my teeth are dry.
Yeah, that's more Edgar.
And Eugene is like Edgar, but with a southern accent. He's like, you need to get get the Lord into your life. You really need to do that. Come here, girl.
Oh, that was good. Okay, I heard the accent there.
Yeah, I'll smack you right in the damn face.
I see the difference there.
And his hands touch. He always touches with his fingernails.
Are Edgar and Eugene
They're brothers?
They
Yes.
are, okay.
Edgar and Eugene Mellencamp.
You didn't go
Mellencamp.
with Mellencamp.
That's their name.
Why would you go Mellencamp?
That's their name.
It's just what it is.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
He was explaining all his characters to my my wife last night. as we were
Well,
walking
there's
for a
so
cab.
many of them. It's
kind of creepy
Yeah.
to get the explanation. Really creepy.
Yeah.
Never mind. I don't know how to say what I was about to say.
My chick and I would argue.
Okay,
And it was funny.
I remember you and your chick.
And she would say things like we would be talking about whatever, and literally I would just go like, yeah, and then you got to do this or something, and she would just go like, Chip, would you shut the fuck up? You're always butting in. Like she literally would address Chip.
Chip and not you.
It was the greatest how annoyed she would get at Chip. And when I finally stopped doing,
she should.
I finally stopped doing Eugene because she literally would take my face with her fingernails and scratch it. And she's like, since you stopped doing Eugene, I like you better as a person.
Wow.
Like Eugene was going to ruin the relationship.
Yeah, this is fun for the radio show. But one day I drove home with him and his girl, and me and Kenny in the front seat. And he's talking to her in all these characters, and she's not acting. She's talking back to the characters. And I'm like, there's no radio mics on, no video cameras. This is what they do. And it really creeped me out.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie. It creeped me out.
She fucked a few of the characters one night. She fucked Chip, Uncle Paul, and Sudley. And I think Eugene jumped on. Or no, Edgar.
Do you break character in the middle of it?
No. She just said Chip was the worst fuck.
Of course.
Uncle Paul was the best. Sudley was just sloppy.
Really?
All right.
Uncle Paul was a good fuck.
The best of those three.
Wow.
And Chip has a new club, right? Strip club.
Yeah.
It's not a strip club.
It's not?
It's a fancy club where like celebrities hang out.
Oh, yeah.
Scandals.
Scandals. That was the name of the place. Scandals.
I was telling Jimmy last night, I'm like, I got to ask Anthony, but I think there used to be a club on Long Island called Scandals.
Yeah, it was like a hotel. It was off of...
that would be such a Long Island club name.
Yeah, it was like off of a Ramada Inn or something.
Right. All right, back to Anthony on Red Eye from last night.
Yeah, the picture of the picture made it look like a kind of like a concoction from Mr. Softy. But
It was great. It actually looked like a Super Mario character. It was like 8 pixels and
completely shaved, right?
yes.
Waxed. No one shaves anymore, Paul. They all wax. I got to ask you. Now you say it kind of showed up. I like it when everybody, you use the passive kind of like, wait, who was this a group effort? Did you guys plan this? Did you plan this before Breitbart came in?
Well, a lot of people think we planned this because if anyone recalls, about 4 years ago, Breitbart ran with a story about a homeless guy that came in threatening to have some sexual violence perpetrated
We won't get
against
into that one.
some people. And Breitbart picked up on the story, and we got suspended for a month. And a lot of people are saying, oh, is this that slow Sicilian revenge, Anthony? Huh? Antonio Andolini. But no, it had nothing to do with that. It was a spur-of-the-moment thing. The picture was out there.
Yeah.
And as a matter of fact, the phone was laying on the mixing board that Opie uses, and he blatantly pulled out a camera and went to take a picture, and I pulled it away. As I pulled it away, a camera picked right up on it.
Yeah.
One of the video cameras, and we got a still from that. And once it's gone that far, oh, come on, you might as well just go with it.
You're absolutely right,
Might as well.
It wasn't our intention going into that whole thing yesterday.
No,
but then
happens.
But then when things happen like they did, what are you gonna do?
You got to think on your feet and go with it.
Right. And continues.
I guess it was last night. Breitbart singing the praises of you. Because you guys bonded Monday night at a bar, and you guys had a great time. And he kept saying, "I love this Anthony Cumia. I love this." Do you feel a little bit of remorse?
Being a morning radio host, remorse is something that I haven't felt in years, along with hurt, love.
Wait, one time you
compassion.
felt remorse. One time.
No, actually, the truth of the matter is, I do like Andrew. We did have a great time after I did the show Monday, and I do feel bad that this happened, but it was so bound to happen.
Yes,
I gotta be honest. Look, I'm not going to sell out my staff. I'm not going to sell out Opie or anybody else on the Opie and Anthony show. This guy was showing this off like it's like a Sosa rookie card. Here it is, ladies and gentlemen. It's Weiner's Weiner. Weiner's Weiner, and you can pick it up on FlexPay, ladies and gentlemen. Right on FlexPay with a McGuire rookie card.
I can tell, I can tell Anthony, you are full of remorse.
He was kind of throwing it around, man. What are you gonna do?
You know, I saw that thing many times.
So. How many people do you think saw that picture before yesterday? If you had to guess.
Between just what I saw between Monday and then here in the studio before we ever tweeted it.
About 1 million?
8 million. I would say it had to be me personally. I saw 15 people see it. Yeah, about that.
Yeah, I was going to get out.
All kinds of people.
We're not backpedaling, by the way. We did what we did. And I have no.
Well, the girl in Texas had it.
Yeah. And maybe she was negotiating with people.
But I mean, the thing is, if she had it, I would surmise that other people had it as well. Because I doubt he just sent his cock photo to one person. I know I certainly haven't.
That's why it would have gotten out.
Yes, I'm not saying I know that for a fact. I'm just surmising. I think sometimes you have to take the facts you have and come to a conclusion.
And how would you do that?
You surmise what you've learned. I don't know if that's the correct word.
Of course it is.
So Paul Mercurio was on Red Eye with you last night.
Yes.
He, of course, was the one that pretty much got us fired for the Sex for Sam thing.
He was one of the spotters for Sex for Sam, one of the couples.
He kind of pumped it up that day.
Yeah. He went around with a couple and had to call in and say where they were having sex.
I guess we got ourselves fired, but he certainly was right the hell in there.
Yeah, he went to St. Pat's and called us up and said, "Hey, I'm at St. Pat's and people are fucking." And you're like, "Oh boy, oh boy, there's trouble."
He was on the panel with you last night on Red Eye, so you're going to hear Ant kind of, fucking with them a little bit.
We were
here.
we weren't at St. Pat's. We simply had not gone. We had to surmise that he was summing up the events accurately. We'd not been there ourselves. We were surmising that he is giving an accurate report.
What?
Yeah.
Dave wants to know, ask Jimmy why Edgar and Eugene have different accents if they're brothers. That happens a lot.
Because
my brother lived in Florida, Daytona Beach for 10 years. He came back like a Southern NASCAR hit guy for a while.
Yeah.
You crazy?
I forget where they're from. I think Eugene was from Arkansas. And I forget where Edgar was from.
I believe one of the boys was from Arkansas.
I would have to surmise that they grew up in different places.
I love how you have character development for all these characters.
I certainly do. I'm still working
backstory.
on Bill Tetley.
Bill Tetley.
We don't want
Bill
Tetley.
with the Bill Tetley theme song.
We don't want Bill on this show.
Yes, you're going to have
No, we don't
Bill.
want Bill.
This show is going to be a hit. But not for today.
This, from what I saw Monday and then on the show today, I knew it was bound to get out. Now, that doesn't make any excuse that, hey, it was us that did it.
Yeah.
Although I do kind of like attaching ourselves to an international story. It is the credo of the shock jock.
Yes.
I haven't been called a shock jock, by the way, in years.
Yeah.
So it is kind of nice to have that. I think it was since Mercurio sold us out at St. Patrick's Cathedral.
All right, that's it. I was giving you your moment. That's it. What do I need to do? Do I need to go in the church? You need to go in the church. All right, so what these guys are talking about is Opie and Anthony were suspended because they had a promotion that encouraged people to have sex throughout New York.
Yes.
And you called in and you said somebody's having sex in a church.
Yes.
And that's how you guys got fired, right?
Yes.
And
It was. We will continually blame Paul Mercurio for sitting out 2 years paid.
Right.
Oh, wait a minute. Hey, thanks, Paul.
Yeah. In the end, I would have to admit that was a pretty good thing for us.
That was a nice vacation.
Oh, boy, was it.
I look back
Certainly
on
was.
it, and it helped me, too, as a comic, doing Tough Crowd.
Yeah.
Looking
You
back.
went on to do Tough Crowd. Yeah, it was a hell of a time off.
And one more clip from Red Eye. Ant says again, Breitbart had nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
I think when the Wikipedia page is written about this scandal, you guys got like at least 2 sentences in there.
I think we did. Again, I do have to say, Andrew really had nothing to do with this.
Yeah.
He was kind of a victim in the whole thing.
Kind of like me with the church, right?
The guy, don't push it there, Paul. Don't push it. But
I'm giving you the finger under the table. All right, Anthony, I got to move on because I want to bring the crew into this.
Okay,
thanks for coming
absolutely.
down. And you're a horrible person. You know what?
Terrible.
I'm like the child in a family where the parents are fighting. I don't know who to side with.
Right.
You make it so hard for me, Mr. Cumia.
thank you, Greg Gutfeld, and everyone at Red Eye.
All right, I'll see you later. All right, Paul, you've said enough.
That's great, though. You went in just for that. Good for you, man.
Yeah.
And again,
you know.
that's definitively saying, even though you're joking and being funny with it, that's definitively saying and truthfully saying that he really didn't know.
He didn't know.
And that's
He
all
didn't have anything
Breitbart
to do
cares
with
about
it.
right now is making sure people know he didn't lie. And he didn't.
And just, being the goofy fucking radio dick on TV like that kind of shows, we're idiots. Yes.
Because what happens is if you don't go on that program, people are left to surmise from innuendo and rumors. And when you leave people to begin surmising, they're never going to surmise in your favor.
Hey, go to allaccess.com.
I can't. I don't know where it's located.
It says Breitbart announced he wants to see Sirius fire you guys. Come on. Is that really breaking right
come
now?
on.
A few people are saying it.
That can't be.
What does it say there?
First of all, that ain't
Held
gonna
accountable.
That ain't gonna
Just held
happen
accountable. That's different than
Ain't gonna happen
being
over
fired.
this. That's for sure.
Nah, I think we skate on this one finally.
Well, there's nothing to skate for, honestly.
I know. What are you going to do? All right. Does it say he wants us fired or just...
Yeah, what does it say?
What does it say? Is it... we're reading it. Does it just hit all access? What does it say? Anything different? Mm-hmm.
No, figure out how a couple of shock jocks.
Same stuff, pretty much, Jimmy.
Yesterday. Is asking SiriusXM. Wait, go back. Is asking SiriusXM to, quote, figure out how a couple of their shock jocks were able to or allowed to videotape him without his knowledge and capture the image of a pornographic photo of Congressman Anthony Weiner.
Yeah, I guess they'll figure that out. I'm sure they will. I haven't seen a boss
I wouldn't
in
worry
days.
To say the camera was running pretty...
Much the whole show.
No, he didn't say fire.
No, he didn't say fire.
He never said fire.
All right.
He just wants, an internal investigation.
Hey, he wants to figure out why, so he can go back and tell people this is what happened. This is how. Because people are saying to him, "How did it get off your phone without you? What happened?" And he wants to know how.
What happened?
All right, we're going to do another break here because we went real long to start the show. When we get back, some radio guys taking their dumb little shots.
Ah, I love these. Love these.
Do
It's
they have
happened
all the
every time.
facts, Opie?
Or are they just
what?
speculating?
That's very possible,
Have-
but without the facts, they're just going to begin surmising about what may or may not have occurred allegedly.
You guys
Eat
want
that word.
You guys want breaking news before we break for a second?
I
here?
love some breaking news.
We got breaking news. Chris in New Hampshire. Chris?
Morning, gentlemen.
Yes. Breaking news. Go ahead, Chris.
Just wanted to let you guys know that your old buddy Scorch is back in the cage in front of the Verizon Center.
No way. He's doing
Sam,
it.
what is you're slipping?
Pause for the cause.
Why does a listener have to tell us that Scorch is back in the cage?
I guess all this Breitbart excitement distracted us from the real
You're
issue
slipping.
at hand.
You're slipping.
Pause for the cause. Pause for the cause.
Is it pause for the cause?
That's what it is.
It's me. I'm going to be in a dog cage until we raise money for the dogs.
He invited my wife's kickboxing coach into the cage with him yesterday. So
What is going on with that guy?
yeah.
All right, thank you. Breaking news:
that's-
Scorch is back in the cage. We'll have to kind of take a look at that.
That's great.
A little later this morning.
Wouldn't it be under events or something?
Yeah, it
Like
could be.
events? Events is up there.
Well, you can win free gas for a year. That's
Right
an
there.
awesome promotion.
Events, maybe?
Rock 101 is doing.
Pause for the cause. Scorch is going to be... there it is. 4th annual. Pause for the cause.
Tomorrow's the last day.
Join Rock 101 as we lock up Scorch in a golden retriever's cage for the 4th annual Pause for the Cause to benefit the Animal Rescue League of New Hampshire beginning June 6th at the Verizon Wireless Arena. Scorch will once again spend 1 week in a cage living under the Manchester sky and raising as much money as he can to help out our four-legged, furry, feathered, and scaly friends that can't help themselves. Keep listening as we get closer to lockup for special guests, seminars, and other activities happening at the PFC compound.
Look at the logo. Instead of PFG, it's PFC. Pause for the cause.
Nice.
Pause for
PFC.
Oh, I get you.
Very good.
Boy. Oh, boy.
Well,
I'd love to hear some of that.
yeah, we're gonna have to get audio of that. Sam.
Oh, please, God, I want some audio.
We will have audio by tomorrow, right? Okay.
Good.
We'll break. We'll continue with this story. We're all over the fucking place today. Now we got radio guys talking about it. What's going on?
Oh, nothing. Roland wasn't exactly sure what had occurred this morning on the program. He was asking me, he was surmising what had happened, and incorrectly, if I may say.
You handing stuff out?
He's handing me a piece of paper. You may sit there and surmise what it is.
What's on the paper?
I have not read it yet, so I would be surmising as well. We would be surmising together.
Can you tell us what's on the paper after the break?
I certainly can. It will be not a submission at that point. Now I sound like fucking Ted.
Ted.
It's Ted Cosby. This is Camille's Emporium. All right. I have not slept. I apologize.
What's on the paper?
I'll show you in a break and then we'll kiss.
Ah, she.
Boom, boom, boom. Now let me hear you say, way-ho. I say boom, boom, boom. Now everybody say, way-ho. Hey-ho. Boom, boom, boom. Let me hear
Antonio.
Amy.